Sterling Carl Tucker, I'm the godly, glorious, gorgeous, genius guru, individual that's on a mission to make you God Technology Corporation, starting with collision prevention systems, making some good leaps and bounds in it thanks to AI. Oh my gosh. So even Gmail has this new feature where, so I got done writing an attorney today, and at the end it's like polish, it says. So I clicked it, and it had the Gemini symbol next to it. So I clicked it, and it rewrote it for me. Like in so much more of an elegant and just what so awesome. Anyway, and I've been doing the same thing with my contact with Bosch. I had no idea of this till Grok told me yesterday. But Bosch is one of the leading manufacturers of autonomous systems. I had no clue. The way I know the name Bosch, the brand Bosch, it's been in my life since I was a kid. My dad, he probably still has it somewhere. He got a Bosch drill. It was when wireless drills first became a thing. Anyway, so he got a Bosch drill, and then my dad bought my mom a Bosch. Like, I don't know if you've heard of them for people's kitchens, but I'm pretty sure that's the same company. And the person that I'm conversing with there is their last name's Bosch, so I'm guessing they're like Bosch is probably a family name, and that's part of the family. Anyway, I am so impressed with them and their website and the amount of information they have on autonomous systems, and I'm very curious. And what I found interesting too was that on their website they've got Tesla. They've got pictures of Teslas on there under their automation. And I know, like, based on what I've been talking to Grok, they're like FSD apparently isn't the same thing as their automation. Which this is so absurd that we have got the world's most talented people separated into teams trying to build the same system against each other, working against each other. No, everybody just needs to work on the same system and all vehicles run on it. Just one centralized platform, and all of its founders get a percentage of the revenue that system generates. Because, so like multiple companies would become one company. And it's really good for the economy and for people's jobs and everything like that. It's really ideal if we can proceed forward into the future without having to bankrupt any businesses. Like if we change the way the businesses are operating, but we don't, the business itself doesn't go away. That's my major goal. And that's one thing that I like. Okay, so one thing in our country that's huge is the insurance industry. And it's also such a bullshit scam. So they don't, I do not believe for a second that Tesla Insurance is part of Tesla, like Elon's company. Like, I don't doubt they contract with them and they've got user agreements with them. But anyway, because Tesla Insurance took my car 2 months ago, it's a $92,000 Model S. Some lady hit me at 10 miles an hour, and they considered it totaled. And they're like, your car is going to be a total loss, and we'll get you priced within like the next 3 days. But we don't pay private party value, and we don't pay dealership cost. And I'm like, you don't pay private party or dealership, aka you don't pay the price that you can buy the car from? What kind of Tinkerbell shit's that? That's fraud. That's 100% fraud, to not pay somebody what their vehicle's worth, to base it off their own numbers, their own statistics based on their own fucking retardation. Anyway, and it's given me such a bad taste. I'm very, very seriously contemplating not owning a car, and then just renting, because I only need a vehicle 1 day a week. I own a business, and a manufacturing facility that's on my personal property, and USPS comes here and Walmart will drive by. Anyway, so I have no need for a car, and I'm one to prove a point. I'm a stubborn bastard, like nobody else, and so yeah, like just to do the right thing. Like people, when people do bad, things should go bad. That's just fair. You know, it's like if people do good, things should go good. That's fair. It's the exact same as that. It's just, anyway, and it's baffling to me because, like, the only people that get screwed over in this insurance scam, and it's apparently, it sounds like, my dad warned me about it, it's across the board. They fuck people's lives over. They do not give them the amount that car costs to buy, and they're not able to buy that car, and they're stuck with no car. The insurance company takes the vehicle and sells it for more than they fucking issued you a check for. And they'll refurbish them, you know, or retitle them. That's what it's called. Yeah, and I know this because I've seen several on the market like that too. Yeah, one's a really good deal. It's a 2015 Model S P85D, so it's a performance in all-wheel drive, and it's 25,000, 21,000 after the tax credit, and it's only got 40,000 miles. And it's a 2015, but anyway, it's a really good deal. I love it. I love my Model S. I loved it. Now everything's got such a thing. And why I just don't get why people gotta do that. Like, why don't people just do what we're supposed to do? Like, you know, if, for example, if you're an insurance company, when a collision occurs, why don't you repair or replace the vehicle like they're supposed to? Isn't that what insurance is for? I mean, we're fucking get assault rifles pointed at us if we don't buy insurance. And what we're being forced to buy into is a scam. It fucks our life over as if we had nothing. It's a total scam. You know, like, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but like if they buy a car, your car depreciates in value really fucking fast. So the amount that you owe on that car is going to be worth more than they will pay you for it. Not worth more than you could sell the car for on the market. Worth more than they'll pay you because they base it on Tinkerbell land pricing. Anyway, that's really frustrating, and I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about autonomous systems and Bosch, and they're doing a great job. They've got certain types of AI cameras. They've got steer-by-wire. They've got brake-by-wire. They've got, I think, control-by-wire. So it's just like, it's everything. Which, by wire, that is the key component to collision prevention systems. So that whatever the human input is, like the steering wheel being turned, can be routed through the central processing unit, with whether it's FSD or Bosch software, NVIDIA, or who knows? I don't know. Like, it sounds like Bosch works with NVIDIA, but anyway, I don't know all the details of it. I need to find out, though. It's really important. 135. Do you know what a pile of 135 million human bodies looks like? Nobody does. You couldn't see the size of it. Like it would be so big that you could not see the edges of it. Of dead bodies that are killed because you don't share information about collision prevention systems. If any information went viral about it, like, and I don't understand how information like there's 135 million humans that are going to be brutally killed over the next 100 years unless we do something to help them. And everyone's like, oh, shut up. Talk about the weather. Ukraine needs some more money. You know, like, as they murdered every Ukrainian man there is, every Ukrainian father has been murdered by by Zelensky. It's not Vladimir who murdered those men. It's Zelensky. Zelensky should have instantly done what any man would do and save your people and hand over the place. It's not like it was being handed over to some concentration camp. It already was. Anyway, I got this thing in the mail today. Is that cool? It's kind of weird. That's how it opens and shuts. You see that? Anyway, I like the look of it though. I don't know what it is, but there's something that's like beautiful about blades. Like just even the hold of them, like the feel of them. I just absolutely, it's intoxicating. Since I was a little kid, I've been playing with blades. In fact, my mom would freak out, and like she would get so mad at me all the time because I had like this not a nervous habit, but like one where I would just flick my pocket knife open. Like I just got, like I learned how to do that. And anyway, and my parents bought me my first knife when I was like 4 years old. I remember cutting my hands like 20 times as a kid, and my parents would just buy me more knives. In fact, if you look at my thumb, you see this scar right here. This is from a knife, like 8-inch blade with me and my brothers trying to kill each other. Literally, like the back of my brother's leg, there's a gigantic hole in it from where I chucked like as hard as I could. I mean, I was aiming for his back. But anyway, I chucked it at him, and it went in. And he pushed me down in Foursquare. Don't push me, okay? Welcome to America. Self-defense. We're allowed to. If someone's assaulting us, attacking us, we're allowed to use whatever force is necessary based on common sense, which actually the situation I was talking about does not exactly coincide with common sense. One time this kid in school pushed my sister down and cut her knees in Foursquare. He got her out. She got him out. He got pissed off, so he slammed my sister to the ground, cut her knee. She's bawling. She comes up and finds me and tells me. So I go over to the piece of shit and say, "Why did you do that to my sister?" And grabbed him by his shirt and just like throw my entire body weight around, throw him to the ground. A teacher sees. She blows the whistle and runs over there screaming. And she's like, "You guys go sit on the wall." And like 15 seconds later, the lunch bell rang. And I was like, wow, that was the best 15 seconds of my life. I am so glad I did that. And my sister remembers it to this day. And she's my best friend. She's saved my life over the last few years, literally. I think this land is full of the most evil people that have ever been. Like ones that fantasize of murdering Jesus. Ones that are so twisted and delusional that they think it's justice and mercy to murder Jesus for other people's sins. That would be justice and mercy. And I'm like, oh, I'm so glad you have flesh on those bones, monkey. Because, I mean, in existence, it is what it is. It's like, and that's my favorite thing about it too, is we're here alone. I mean, I know that there's you and me and all of us and, but nobody else exists. There's nothing else in existence. This is my system. And when I say my system, I mean Satan's. And if anybody doubts that, look at the lions ripping the legs off, eating them alive. How could somebody deny that that's Satan's? Or, here's the other thing. You ever had a nightmare? You ever had Satan say hi and welcome to where I'm going to stuff you eternally? I have, and they're terrifying. They're so scary. Anyway, and he like, he never put me there. I'm his favorite. As with all consciousness, it's good. It's intelligence. Anyway, so yeah, Satan is the wrong person to cross because he's the intelligence of all intelligence, in addition to the alpha people don't even have a slight clue of what he has programmed and what he is and does. In fact, they do have a slight clue. The planet next to us has 3 hydrogen detonations. I've been told they just found fungus over there, like that's all that they found. And a fungus is congruent with something that's like cordyceps. Oh, oops, I went over my specified time. That's okay. Cordyceps is what educates ants. And what it does is it grows a tree through the ant's brain, literally, and hacks its nervous system, causing the ant to just get this irresistible urge to climb above the entire anthill as this tree spore, the spore of the fungus spore of cordyceps, anyway, sprouts out the top of its head, and spores go all over the ant farm, and all of them get trees growing through their heads. Could you imagine how bad that must hurt, having a tree grow through your head? This guy once had one in his lung. Anyway, so I'll end it there. Spread the gospel of EGOD. It only spread to people who spread it, and the whole world should be working on one system so that our vehicles can be autonomous. When 135 million humans are going to die over the next century, 13.5 million over the next decade, I don't know how the fuck the international community's like, that's not a big deal. That's not an emergency. That's not something we should pay attention to. Yes, it is. So, and it will be if you spread the information about it. So spread the gospel of EGOD. I love you, Doge fam.